Okay, so finally the guitar's done. So this is your soundtrack check and video tutorial on the electric guitar. So the last thing I did, well, you'll see it when you get it, but I put the label on TNG, the noodling gnome, because I like to noodle around on the guitar more than anything else, and I drew a picture about a gnome wooing a little fairy on a toadstool. I thought the noodling gnome might be kind of neat for a guitar label, so and you'll have on the back of your headstock a little decal that says this is guitar number 2 that I built. So anyway, for the sound, I'm going through a small 5-watt Fender tube amp, which should be similar to what you're going to get, and on the clean channel, with just a little bit of reverb. Everything else you hear is the natural room reverb. So I tried to get, there's no effects or no pedals in the chain other than that reverb pedal. So right now I'm in the middle position, that's both pickups. And when you're playing around with your guitar, you might want to turn up the amp and turn down your guitar volume, and you'll get a rich tube tone. So the guitar is too harsh and clangy. Just turn your guitar's volume knob back a bit, rather than fiddling with the amp if you have a good amp tone already set. Changes from the video. I put on this vintage bridge cover. You'll just have to slide it off when you want to change your strings. The old bridge didn't work, it didn't intone right. The 6 vintage saddles with the screws was not the original tele design, and when I intoned the strings, the screws came up and intersected with the strings and muted the strings while you were playing, so I had to actually get a true vintage style bridge underneath. And let's see, what else did I do different? Oh, I had an uncontrollable rattling on the neck, so I ended up taking out the nut that came with the neck and installing a new nut. It's a Graphtec nut, so that hopefully that'll solve the rattling problem. And I had to put a shim underneath the nut to raise it, but that solves the buzzing problem, and hopefully it'll keep the guitar staying in tune longer, because the nut should be self-lubricating, it won't catch the strings. I also ended up having to put a little bit of shims underneath the neck to raise the neck a little bit closer to the strings to improve the action. So anyway, really quick, you got both sound together, pretty natural and open. I'll slide to the neck. Which a lot of tele players like. Very high treble, twangy. I really love these pickups. These pickups are handmade pickups by Bill Lawrence. They're Telecaster Keystone pickups, and they have, you can get a nice snap and pop. I like that snap and pop on these pickups. It's harder to get them on the Strat a little bit, but this is a more pronounced pop, I think, or snappy sound. And then your other knob back here, so the first knob is volume, the other knob back here is your tone. It has a pretty good range on it. All the way open, turning the tone down, keeping on the same pickup. And muffles it up a lot. And you can, just adjust it to your ear and find out where you like it. I've been playing this guitar for a little bit now. And tested it out. And I don't open it up all the way. I kind of take the volume back. I'd say 7 o'clock position on the screws is where I have them open full. You can kind of use the screws as your guide. If I turn the screws straight up down to a 6 o'clock or even 5:30 position, from your perspective, that's kind of where I found I like my ears to rest.